Hey, welcome back to the Movement Network with Bart, and today we're going to talk about Dereck Chisora versus Joseph Parker. Now, for me, this is a very interesting fight. It's a fight that it's a 50-50 fight, and a lot of people are not giving Dereck Chisora a chance in this fight. But I strongly believe that War has a good chance in this fight. But before we get that fight, Joseph Parker needs to get a fight done and over with versus Junior Fa, which is taking place the 27th of this month. And I think Joseph Parker should walk through Fa easily. So let's assume that Joseph Parker stops Fa for some reason. Fa is able to shock the world and beats Joseph Parker. So we're going to talk about that today. And then most importantly, the fight that not all because it's not a major fight, especially since Matchroom, Eddie Hearns is talking about making a pay-per-view. Joseph Parker versus Dereck Chisora. I don't think in the U.S. here where I'm at is going to be pay-per-view, but across the pond for you guys, Eddie Hearns wants to make it a pay-per-view. So see what happens. Anyway, if Joseph Parker loses, then fine. Maybe there's a rematch clause in the contract and he'll fight Fa again, which I don't think that's going to happen. So let's get it out the way. And then Dereck Chisora will just find another dancing partner and we all continue living. But let's say Joseph Parker is able to put it off, which he should. 27 fights, 21 KOs, 2 losses for Joseph Parker. Never been knocked out. And he has a strong, he could take a punch. But the thing about Joseph Parker is his resume, he hasn't fought anyone, or at least he hasn't beaten anyone of name, right? So his 2 losses, one is against Dillian White, and that's 2018. The one before that's also in 2018, back-to-back losses, and that was to Anthony Joshua. Okay, so he's never been knocked out, which I give him a lot of credit for. Has a hell of a chin. And but if you look through his resume, he's really never beaten anybody of name. No one in the top 20 or 50. Nobody consider Hughie Fury up there in the top 100. I don't think. Maybe in across the pond, but not here in the U.S. So we know that Joseph Parker can take a punch, but we also know that every time he steps up, he ends up losing. Now, I want to get into Dereck Chisora. Dereck Chisora, 32 fights, 32 wins, not fights, wins, 23 KOs, 10 losses. Did you hear me? 10 losses, which is something that normally never happens in boxing. Once a boxer passes X amount of losses, then we tend, as boxing fans, to throw him away, right? Like just put him as a gatekeeper, or think, you know what, he's not worth it. I don't want to be his fan anymore. He disappointed me way too many times. And out of those 10 losses, Dereck Chisora has been knocked out three times. He's been stopped 3 times. But here's the interesting thing about Dereck Chisora. He's still relevant simply because he comes to fight. We all know that when Dereck Chisora comes to fight, whether win or lose, he's going to give you a show. The guy goes 100%, no doubt. So for that reason, I would say that he's just like another. I'm not saying the name that I'm going to mention. I'm not saying he's another of that caliber of a fighter. But he is, in a way, another Arturo Gatti in the sense of Arturo Gatti always came to fight. And I'm one of those that I thought Arturo Gatti's career was going to be over once Floyd Mayweather embarrassed him. But Arturo Gatti always came to fight. Arturo Gatti was one of those fighters that we all love to watch. Because no matter what happened, you knew you were going to get your money's worth. Well, for me, it's the same thing with Dereck Chisora. It's the exactly same thing. We saw it with Usyk, his last fight. It's a close fight. It was a hell of a good fight for me. I thought that Dereck Chisora gave it his all. He came to fight. He sure as hell thought that he won the fight. A lot of people in boxing thought that it could have gone either way, so he gave a good account for himself. But we do know that he lost to Dylan White. He got knocked out in a fight that he was winning. I'm talking about the second fight, not the first one. In a fight that he was winning. Dereck Chisora was winning that fight, but because of the pressure, according to him, that they told him that he was losing, he had to go out there and try to knock out Dylan White. He got himself knocked out. Dylan White was able to catch him, and it was a sensational knockout. Lost against what's his name? Dylan White, Puloff, Tyson Fury, twice to Tyson Fury. He got stopped by David Haye, Helenius. You know, the list just goes on and on and on and on. But no doubt about it, Dereck Chisora, whether you like him or hate him or you're in between, he comes to fight. So the name War fits him 100% correct. I think that's a perfect name for him. I don't think Dereck Chisora has a lot of boxing skills, but what he lacks in his ability to box, he compensates for it with his viciousness and coming forward, throwing hard shots, and just trying to knock the guy out. This is a great fight for me. I like this fight. I would have loved to see. I would much rather have seen Usyk versus Joseph Parker. For me, that's a way more interesting fight. It's a fight that I would have been a little more excited about. But I'm not mad at this fight, you know, especially since Parker has a tendency of not fighting and not staying consistent, whereas Dereck Chisora is always fighting in a way, in a sense. He's always fighting. So, my prediction for the fight. This is a tough one. Because even though I do like Dereck Chisora, I do see Dereck Chisora coming into this fight, being aggressive, maybe knocking down Joseph Parker, maybe once or twice. I wouldn't be shocked about that. But I do see Joseph Parker winning in a unanimous decision or a split decision. But I don't see a way how Dereck Chisora could get away with a win here in this fight. Maybe, you know, again, one of those phantom punch that will land. But I do see Joseph Parker coming out with the victory. I think it should be not easy. It's not going to be an easy fight for him, but he should be able to win this fight. Anyway, thank you guys for watching my channel. I want to encourage you guys to subscribe, you know, like and comment. I normally answer to everyone that writes in my channel. I will answer to you. I will answer your question. If you want me to do any videos or anything about any particular fight or fighter, let me know. I'm trying to do more videos, so hopefully I'll shoot a couple more than the two. Well, thank you guys for watching once again. Catch you guys in the next one.